Hey everyone, the Fragrant Lawyer here. Today, I'm sitting in my actual office boardroom. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is that boardroom leadership presence. How a leader should behave, what does it take to become a leader in the boardroom? And I'm actually going to relate that to a number of amazing fragrances. There are two masculine related fragrances and one that is unisex, but I would suggest is more feminine leading. So let's talk about leadership in the boardroom. First of all, the real estate you occupy. That is your positioning. Where are you sitting in the boardroom? Now this will obviously apply to you if you are a leader or if you're aspiring to be a leader in that boardroom. There's a number of people at that sort of same level. You want to take up the right real estate. You want to be open. You don't want to be nervous and hiding. Take up space. Show your presence. Try to be at the head of a table if there are two elongated heads and rectangular shaped table that I have here, or if it's very big and you're on the side, so to speak, try to be in the middle. It goes to image, it's very psychological, but you want to take up the real estate to show you are the leader and ultimately what you say is going to be the decision. So that's number one. Number two, the ability to be calm. Many boardroom meetings, it doesn't matter, it could be corporate, it could be nonprofit, whatever it is. Often you're dealing with some chaos or some issues that have come up. The financial quarter didn't go well. Some clients are leaving and so on and so forth. There's employment issues. You be the calm in that hurricane. Don't ever show your anger. Don't show fear. Just keep, in an almost non-attached way, discipline about yourself and the way you conduct yourself at a board meeting. Now, number three, God gave us 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to talk. Listen to what everybody else has to say. Don't interrupt, but you can steer and you can control dialogue if somebody's monopolizing it too much when it really should be your turn to speak. You can give cues. Okay, thank you. Well, that's very good. Let me interject using terms like that, right? Now, nothing to consider. Sometimes there's a lot of great options, good ideas, but sometimes a good option you can't do it. There's some other costs. There's costs involved. There's time involved. That you may have to say no to something on the surface would appear to be a good idea. So remember that ultimately you need to make functional decisions that would be correct for yourself and your organization. Lastly, when a decision is made, you can always recalibrate as things progress, but once a commitment is made in a course of action, don't be wishy-washy, just do it. A lot of people, a lot of companies spend all day in meetings making decisions where nothing actually gets done. It's not the way it should be. The purpose of the board meeting is to yes, take minutes, take amends of what's happened, but also to make decisions and ultimately then go out and implement those decisions. So again, that's a bit of corporate boardroom advice that I'd like to give. Well, let's talk about your boardroom fragrances. I've got 3 amazing fragrances, as I said. The first one here is from the house of Fragrance Dubois. This is a house, it's a French house. I love it. They rely on ouds quite a bit. This fragrance, Oud Noir Intense. This came out in I believe 2013. A lot of notes. What I'm picking up, and what I've read and what I pick up. Bergamot. There's some cardamom. There is agarwood, oud related agarwood. There's some rose, a bit of sandalwood in it as well. Very smooth. I would say it has a lot of similarities now to Tom Ford's Oud Wood, and there's another one by Thamim, carved oud, I think, or carved wood or carved oud. But this is a very clean smell. It's a smell of wealth, power, and finesse. It is very alluring. It's not the type of fragrance that's gonna, it's too cloying, that's gonna upset people. It's just so smooth, and in fact, I'm wearing it today. It's my scent of the day in my office, in my boardroom. So that's the number one. Again, fragrances, unisex, anyone can wear them, but I do think it's a little more masculine because of the woody elements in here, but it could be worn by anyone. The next fragrance I have is not talked about very much. It's 1962 by a house called Flores. Now, Floris is a British house that has been around since 1740, 1730, around there, a long time. They produced a lot of amazing fragrances. They're all classy. Usually, I would say, and for men and women, I would say that they're for people above 30. I would think, you know, they are somewhat mature. This fragrance here, it has notes of bergamot. It has clove. It's got some woods. It has some oak moss, and I think there's a little bit of patchouli in it as well, and some amber. It kind of reminds me of, there's a fragrance by, again, Tom Ford, Italian Cypress, kind of reminds me of that, but this is, I think it's much better. It's such a classy fragrance, very alluring. I'm going to use this term. For men here, this fragrance separates the men from the boys. It separates the leader from the followers. Remember this. If you can get your hand on this, Floris, 1962, you're going to serve yourself well. This is the fragrance of a leader. All right. There's another fragrance I have that I think it would be fantastic for women and also for men. I mean, I wear this as well. This is from the House of Guerlain. Okay? It is Cologne 68. Cologne 68 from the House of Guerlain. I would suggest this for women in leadership positions and even for men. It's absolutely amazing. Now, Guerlain is a French house. I think it's about 175, 180 years it's been out there. This fragrance has 68 notes, and that's why they call it Cologne 68. I don't have that kind of memory that I could recite off to you the 68 notes, but I know there's some iris, there's some florals in this, there's orange blossom, there's ylang-ylang in it, jasmine as well. So you can see it's kind of softer than the other ones, but it also is just classy and powerful. It might be, one that could be, I think, a signature fragrance. Yes, probably more in the spring, summer, maybe fall. Maybe not so powerful, I think, for the winter. I think it is a magical, magical fragrance. I love it. And I don't know if it's discontinued. I hope not, because I did get mine, a number of years ago. I think it's a 2006 fragrance. This Floris one that I talked about is 2016, and this one here, Fragrance Dubois, is 2013. But this Cologne 68, if you can get your hands on this, it's one that I think is inspiring, it's magical, it has a boardroom presence as well, and it does last. It lasts all day, and you can imagine with and I know it says Cologne 68, and we think eau de colognes don't last as long. This one actually does last a long time. So these are the three fragrances that I'm reviewing right now, and I would suggest are appropriate for leadership positions in the boardroom. So remember my advice on this, right? On boardroom presence, because big decisions are made in boardrooms, and you want to, if you're aspiring to be that leader, and you're sort of, as a number of people, you're equal, and you're getting to that level where you will be the chair, you will be the senior partner, you will be the boss. Position yourself accordingly, have your demeanor accordingly, and wear, of course, the appropriate fragrance. Now, before I end this video, I'm at my office and I had an amazing fragrance delivered here to me today. This fragrance is from the House of Kajal. I really love this house. I've actually met Mohammed before, one of the founders there, I believe, of Kajal. I met him at an event at Niche Essence. Great guy, great house. So this is for Kajal, and I think it came out this year, 2023. I'm just going to open it up. Bear with me. I'm going to open it up, and I'm not going to review it today, but it will be a future review. I just want to show you it. All right, this is, what a bottle. Check this out. Kajal number 4. I'm just gonna do a little spray on my hand, because I've got other spray. I've got the Oud Noir on, and just a little in the air. Let's see how the sprayer goes. Wow, look at that. Oh, what a lovely fragrance. I will review this probably in the next few weeks. And so stay tuned. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe and give me your comments and like. It's a growing channel, and I love to engage the people who watch our videos, and I really appreciate the fact that you've taken time to watch this. Thank you, my friends. I'm your Fragrant Lawyer.